Well, welcome back to the Hillside once again, everybody. Today, let's check out some new and exciting houseplants I have growing on here inside my plant room. It is super hot, it is super warm, it is super humid. It is a crazy heat wave outside, and the tropical plants are loving it. Maybe not so much the humans, as it is quite uncomfortable in this area over here, but that's fine. That's just fine. So, the first plant I want to show you guys is this. Check it out. It is awesome. It is called the Mandarin Orange, sometimes called Fire Flash. It's a chlorophytum, which that's just the name for what you may commonly be understanding as the snake plant. Okay, so you've all seen the snake plant, has a nice long green leaves and puts a little baby offsets, which you use to propagate with. Case in point, like right here, this is just an old snake plant. I got four little babies off of a one plant, and these are just kind of just growing out. So this is maybe 2 to 3 months of growth from the little pups I pulled off of it. So these plants are related, but check out this foliage right here. Check out, look how bright orange this is down here. Okay, so this is a little bit more on the spendier side. You're not going to pay just a few dollars. You're going to pay in the $20 to $30 range for this small of a plant. But what is the best part about this? Man, if y'all know me, what am I? I'm a seed guy at heart. And this plant, this is blowing me away. Look at this. This came with seed pods on it. The plant has been fertilized for the best I can tell. The seeds are developing in the pods. They're not quite ready to pull off yet. I did check. Though you can kind of tell a little bit of the seeds are turning black inside of the pods there. So here's fingers crossed that I can actually propagate this plant from seed, which would be amazing. So that's an awesome, awesome, awesome find here. So the Fire Flash or the Mandarin Orange snake plant, absolutely one of my newest favoriteest plants here in the Hillside grow room. So moving along for a little bit less exciting, I just got a couple of these are the Peperomia. I'm not exactly entirely sure of the species because they're still quite small, so the plants need a little bit more time to kind of develop. So these are pretty awesome. They got kind of the thicker, waxier type leaves. So that's pretty neat. So kind of these, I think some of the nicknames are the American rubber plant. So I guess with the leaf shape and the kind of the brittleness and rubberiness to them, it gives that that appearance. So it's kind of like the American rubber plant, if you will. So let me show you this over here. Now I don't want you to get spoil the answer just yet, but this plant. You can kind of tell a little bit here. I don't want to give it away too much. Do you know what it is? Okay, it is a philodendron. If you guessed that, it's a type of philodendron, but what kind? All right, now this is the Philodendron Birkins. Okay, so I got this at just a random, big box store and doing some research on it, and come to find out this is actually a very unstable genetic hybrid with one of the parents maybe being the Philodendron Rojo Congo. Okay, so what's that mean? I don't really know. It's just the variety of the plant that it came from. So in an effort to produce, interesting new plants, breeders will hybridize and create crosses, which is fine if the genetics are stable. Sometimes the genetics are not stable, and what you get is this happening right here. This is what they call reversion or genetic, reverting back to other genetics. Now this right here, this is sun scald. I got the plant like that. So imagine it had a bright light of sunlight just blazing away on this, which actually burned the leaf. It will not recover from that. I've debated about cutting that particular leaf off as it is a bit unsightly and it will probably eventually just fall off anyhow, but that's not what I want to show you. So the typical foliage on this should be something like this. All right, just a little bit of variegated into the veins. Some of them are a little bit darker, but all in all, you're going to get the overall theme. Being the same, okay? But check this out. When this started happening, I was amazed, okay? So I thought, oh no, what is happening? This is got to be super rare. This is something super crazy. How did I get so lucky to have something that's reverting back to these genetics? But check this out. That is insane. But actually, this plant, it is quite common for this plant to do this, to revert back to the other genetics and have some weird variegated patterns producing on some leaves. So that is absolutely kind of crazy. I mean, but in all honesty, check out the the coloration on this. That is actually pretty cool when you think about it. Now, with the whiteness of the leaf right there, it's not going to be able to do as much of the uptake for the chlorophyll, to my best of knowledge, in the plant. If it continues to be that variegated pattern, may actually struggle a bit and not do quite as well. So maybe it's just going to be this one random leaf. Maybe it'll be every other leaf. It's only on, if you look down here, there are about 3 different plants in here, and it's only on the one. I can imagine these are 3 separate plants. If not, then, if I have to propagate one out by some divisions or cuttings to keep the plant alive, so be it. Maybe there'll be some more random like colorations and the plant is stable and is healthy and survives, and that'd be cool too. So those are just some of the houseplants I got recently here at the Hillside. I'm trying to grow out from little babies, but the best one I will save for last, and it's not necessarily a houseplant, although it's inside of my house right now. Let me show you what the last one is. And to me, it's a pretty awesome story. So let me flip the camera around here and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, so if you think I'm growing weed, cannabis, marijuana, whatever you want to call it, inside my house, absolutely not. Although this plant, for an untrained eye, you might actually kind of think that. I mean, just the way the leaves look, it does have a very similar appearance, which I was not overly sure of that until I got the plant and received it. Now I'm trying to think to myself, how many people are going to try to think something that is incorrect? But anyways, this plant is the Acer pentaphyllum. Okay, this is the Chinese 5-leafed maple. This tree is extremely, extremely rare in nature. Let me turn his leaves around for a better look. Sorry about the moving there, but do check that out right there. See, 5 leaves, got the red stems on it. Now, from what my research has shown, there are probably less than 500 of these plants left in their native China, due to climate, due to deforestation, overgrazing, what have you. And also, these plants are extremely difficult to grow from seed, from what I gather. And much like, the Ben Franklin tree, if you've ever heard that story, botanists way back discovered the plants, took some cuttings and things home, grew them out, and those became extinct in the wild, the Ben Franklin tree, that is. And this tree, I guess the researchers had to get special permission to even go into this part of China, and brought back just some seeds and some cuttings, whatnot, and it barely survived in California, I think Berkeley, I want to say. And this is extremely, limited plant. But however, through a lot of, cuttings and reproduction, it is a widely available, if not, it's not super common, of course, and it's a little bit more on the expensive side. But this tree is extremely rare, okay, especially in the wild. I mean, it's not like it's an endangered species. I'm robbing off some black market or something, guys. So don't think that. This was bought from a legitimate vendor, plant seller in the U.S. here where I'm at. So anyhow, this is pretty cool. So I got 2 of them. They're both identical. The one behind me is probably 2 feet taller, and I had to kind of cram it inside of the box that it was shipped in. So it's kind of bent over right now. I'm trying to straighten it out, so I'm not going to show you that because it's kind of sad and embarrassing right now. But anyhow, I'll be taking these up to the farm, hopefully planting them out and keeping them safe from the deer. But just the idea that this plant is that rare, it's kind of a special thing to know you're kind of taking care of something that may or may not, be around in the wild forever. I mean, there may be a time that they actually become completely extinct in the wild, and it's going to be plant collectors and plant enthusiasts that actually perpetuate the species, like the Ben Franklin tree, which I don't have yet, but I'd like to get one day, and maybe do a special on that when I do get it, because I think the story on that is good enough for its own episode, quite honestly. Although there are plenty of people who have already done so, if you want to just go ahead and check it out on their channels. But anyways, yeah, I mean, it does look a little bit, the more you look at it, it does sort of kind of have a little bit of look of the marijuana plant, which I assure you it is not. But there you go, guys. These are some of the new findings and new plants here at the Hillside Gardens. Please stay tuned for more awesome episodes to come, as it is just starting to get warm. Spring has definitely sprung, and I will be doing many, many, many more videos outdoors, trying to break free from this mold of doing all my houseplant updates and cuttings, things like that, which is awesome. I appreciate everyone who has watched them. They have been great. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm ready to get outside and do more gardening videos outdoors, as I'm sure all of you are as well. So please leave some comments down below if you liked what you saw or have a suggestion for a new upcoming video, I'll be sure to take that in consideration and do my very best to bring you the content that you want to see the most. All right, guys, so from up here at the hillside, sorry, it's kind of shaking right now, trying to get the best possible light for this shot right there. All right, guys, I'll leave you with that. Until then, bye-bye.